My intentions today were to film a full day in the life, but it's 8 o'clock and we practically missed the whole morning. So, start with us now. Good news is the kids are dressed. Well, the easy one is dressed. My son is still in his Spider-Man suit for the day. For now, he is happy as a clam.
To be completely transparent, this was not my best motherhood day. I was a little bit irritated at having to re-clean the kitchen several times, and it just felt like my son wasn't obeying and everything was going not my way. But I did have a little come to Jesus talk with myself and realize that these are the moments that make the sweeter moments of motherhood so much more worth it. The days are long, but these years truly are so short. I am already seeing it in my son, who's 2.5, and it feels like just yesterday he was born. And so I know that these moments with my daughter are going to go by so fast as well. And that in itself encourages me to make sure that I'm really taking these moments as they come and not letting the little things get me down. It's such a privilege to be the one that gets to be with my kids and get to do little house tasks during the day instead of having to jam it all in to a few hours each night. So I am really grateful for the opportunity to be home with my kids, but I know that doesn't mean that it's all sunshine and rainbows all the time. Something that I have started to do this January, now that Christmas is over, to try and get rid of some of the clutter that does make me a little bit more stressed, is I am creating kind of a toy rotation or just getting rid of toys that I notice my kids aren't playing with. And I'm also trying to take those moments one at a time, and sometimes that means getting in the toy box with your son because that's what he wants to do. Honestly, kids' commitment to reading the same book over and over again, like maybe 40 or 45 times in a row, is actually incredibly impressive, and I really honor the commitment. They say repetition is the key to success, and I'm not sure what it will cause my children to be successful at, but apparently it'll be successful at something. My little sister lives nearby, so she sometimes just shows up randomly throughout the day, and it is always so sweet to have her there. And usually, I can use those few moments to get a couple things done without some children in my hands. And my kids are just obsessed with her, so it's always fun to get to be with her. Parting is always such sweet sorrow. My children are distraught as she leaves, and she promised to come back and never did. So this January has been extra fun because my husband's job has moved to a more remote schedule, so he is often home. And he had a quick meeting this morning and then wanted a little bit of breakfast, so I made him a couple eggs. And it's so fun to have him home and around. It's nice because when he's not working, he can kind of hang out with us a little bit more, but he often is quite busy, so we try to stay out of the way. We are back to that toy rotation, and I really don't know what I'm doing. So, if anyone has like some great ideas, I am all ears. I feel like I cannot figure out what I need to keep out, how many toys are actually necessary. Obviously, I could pare it way down, but he really does play with a lot of different things, and I don't want to make him feel like he can't get things out. So, it's just kind of a catch-22 there. I don't want to have the clutter. I don't want to have a bunch to clean up for him or for me because we all get upset when that happens, but I don't want to make it too boring for him either. Since it is January and the weather is pretty nice outside, it definitely feels like one of those times when we should be cleaning things out. So I took some time today to clean out some drawers in my bathroom and donate things that I was no longer using or throw them away if they were old or bad. It definitely was a good reminder that I have way more than I need and definitely should be paring down on some stuff of my own. Bonus points, my husband had a few moments, and so he came and did his side of the bathroom as well, which was such a fun moment for me because I love to complete a task. One thing I am trying really hard to be consistent with is always making our bed. It doesn't happen every single day, but I try to make it happen more days than not. It is just so nice and so much different of a feel when you go to bed at night and the sheets are pulled tight. I can't explain it. I don't know anything else about it, but if nothing else happens that day, we are trying to get the bed at least to ground zero. We made an escape out of the house and headed to a local museum that had a fun exhibit that I knew my son would be really excited about.
He's gonna love it.
I feel like almost every boy goes through a Cars phase, and maybe the younger kids really aren't anymore, but we love cars, and so he is also loving cars. After putting my daughter down, I went outside and spent a few moments inside with my son before his nap, and then back inside to put away some boxes. This is typically a job I reserve for my husband, but I'm trying to do it a little bit more frequently because I know that a lot of the boxes are in fact mine, and it's nobody's favorite task. Raise your hand if you're also team throw all of the unbroken down boxes into the garage and let your husband do it. After Christmas, I feel like I always have so many things that need to go back to other people, either gifts that came in late, or gifts that need to be returned, or little platters or dishes that need to be returned to their appropriate owners. I found that it's very helpful to me to go ahead and make a list of everything that needs to go back so I can keep track of what I have left to get back to people. After getting a little bit of work done on my computer, my son woke up, so I changed and went outside with him to get a little bit more work done. While the weather was just gorgeous for a January day, it was well into the 60s, and we were really enjoying that time together.
Feel the sun on your skin.
I will be holding on to my son's nap for as long as possible, and hopefully will transition him into a quiet time after that, because I really do find that hour and a half to 2 hours that he's asleep and my daughter is asleep as well to be really helpful to be able to get things done. However, I definitely really love it when I get to have a few moments alone with him as well after he wakes up if my daughter is still asleep. We made a quick snack of dates and peanut butter while we waited for my husband to bring us some pizza and enjoyed that together as a family. I hope you enjoyed this little day with me and my family, and I hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.